overreacting, that emphasize the overly emotional side of them. And I feel like it just shows that they're not really that compatible. And I feel like maybe those two together was sort of, they both have that hidden side of let's emphasize something that may have happened, may not have happened, or blow it out of proportion. And so for them two together, it really exploded. Whereas they both attacked Chris and Johnny suddenly and create this whole narrative that no one really knows what's true and what isn't. So I feel like it just came out from both of them together and they brought it out in each other.
Yeah, I agree. I think everybody has that type of person that brings out the worst in them,
Mhm.
and they were that for each other. I just want to the drama, Chris and Johnny. Oh my God, he was like in the first episode because I watched the finale and then the reunion, and then I thought I'm just going to watch the pod episodes again just to see, if I can relive it for them. And in the first episode, Chris goes something along the lines of, "Ah, people think, women usually think that I'm a fuck boy because of the way I look and that I mistreat women, blah blah blah. But I'm not. I'm actually such a sweetheart." And I was like, "Well, you don't. I mean, you look like the type of good guy that has trouble, finding women in the way that you're coming off." And then you go and do that to Johnny of just like not giving her any news and get together with somebody else without telling her. I was like, what what is this? What is this?
It's a classic case of someone saying what they are, but not showing it.
I
Like people, oh, I hate this. I hate when people do this, and that's why I believe actions and not words. In Hebrew, we have a classic saying which I love, which is basically means voting with your legs. You show up,
oh
you
yeah.
move, you don't, you vote with your legs, you show up. And I feel like a lot of people like to testify about themselves, I call it, where
Yep.
they say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other, I'm whatever. But then you watch and observe their actions and it doesn't line up. And I'm not sure if it's a conscious or subconscious thing. Maybe they say these words so you'll believe it and then sort of overlook their actions, or maybe they're just completely unaware because there's no lack of unaware people who have no idea and not, have no self-awareness whatsoever. But what was my point? My point was is that that's a classic nice guy act who thinks he's the greatest guy in the world and I'm not a fuckboy and I'm not this, and he's sort of planting these little messages in your head, and then eventually they show their true colors
Yeah.
once they sort of have you already, because your actions don't lie.
Yeah.
Your actions don't lie.
I I have three kind of bullet points on this. Um, if you feel the need to if people volunteer information without you asking about them, I completely agree with you. If you ask somebody what their qualities are and they will say something like I'm honest, I'm thinking, then you are the one asking, and so that's just self-awareness. But if somebody will come up and say something like without any other trigger, without any being invited to do it, you need to be very careful for that. And I always say it to the people that I coach. This one guy, he reminded me so much of this one guy that I dated, that he was just years ago, of this guy, oh, I'm a nice guy, I never get the girl, blah blah blah, because I'm too nice, etc. The way that he ended it with me was such a fuckboy move. Of We were supposed to be going away on a weekend, and on the Thursday he calls me and says, I'd completely forgotten there's a birthday from Friday to Sunday. I'm only going to go Friday to Saturday, and then we can go on the weekend. We were only supposed to leave on the Saturday, and I said, well, it's fine. If you want to go on the weekend and we cancel ours, it's fine. Just tell me, because it's still cancelable. And I was like, no, 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 no. I'll go Friday night, come back Saturday, and we can go spend the weekend together. And I was like, okay, great. And on the Saturday, he just doesn't show up.
Oh my God. Oh.
And he gave me so many excuses for that. And I was just like, Jesus. And then another example was I used to have this boss where she, I have a strange relationship with lying. I accept that sometimes people need to lie. It's uncomfortable. It's a shame. You want to do it as least amount as possible. But sometimes, people lie, and that's on them. I realized that in the job interview, she kind of gave me a little white lie of why I was being recruited. She said that the person before had a better opportunity. It turns out that the person before me hated the company, hated the job, and just quit. But you understand anyway. And she did a couple of these things where she, said these off truths that were fine. But she would randomly just tell me, I'm a straightforward person. I like it when things are clear. I don't like talking behind people's backs. I never do that. And I'm like, whoa, I never asked you anything. Like, there is no reason for you to be telling me these things. We weren't talking about this at all. And so after that, I was just like, I'm gonna be
Dead giveaways.
so mistrusting of her. So you want to, so all this to say, you just, anytime anybody volunteers any information, just randomly, just
believe the opposite.
Yeah.
I feel like it's sort of them trying to mask the truth, or again, complete unawareness of self.
I'll completely agree.
And again, it's like, I feel like it's so weird, and you see this a lot in the dating world, especially with men, where they go, oh, I'm the nicest man you'll ever meet, and I'm so great, and I get so many compliments, and I'm so this, and I'm so that. And I'm like, stop testifying about who you are. I don't need you to tell me who you are. I need you to show me. You don't get to know someone over them listing all of their values and qualities and characteristics. You get to know someone by observing how they behave with you and with other people, by observing how they act around you and around other people, and by observing their actions and what they do. And I feel like that speaks so much louder than words ever could. And not enough people understand that.
Oh, yeah.
And too many people continue to testify about themselves as if it's like, and I feel like a lot of times when I was on dating apps, all these men have the exact same script. And you go, I'm not like everyone else, so stop behaving like everyone else. It's just a textbook. It's as if they give out to all these stupid boys the same book and just go through these gaslighting words of,
I whenever I've got a single guy that I'm coaching, women it's different, but mainly for guys, when we work on their Tinder profile and when we work on, on all of these things, and I want them to have the best profile possible, I get them to list out their qualities. And usually the good guys, they don't say I'm honest, I'm trustworthy. They don't say it. For them, that's just a given. The good guys, they will come up with I'm funny, I'm creative, I'm things like that. And so I say, okay, so write a Tinder profile telling me you're funny and creative and blah, blah, blah. And so they write it, I am creative, I am funny. And I said, no, you don't tell me that you're funny. Be funny. Say a joke in your Tinder profile. And they were like, oh, it's don't tell me, show me. And it's, they say it in films and everything, the best films, they don't have two characters talk about a situation. They have a flashback showing what happened. So don't tell me, show me. And so that's the best things, you don't, these things that should be obvious of being trustworthy and honest and loyal and blah, blah, blah. Don't tell me, show me.
Yeah, we learned about it in creative writing as well. I studied writing and they talk a lot about the showing versus telling. And it's not really too connected here, but it is, because as well as when you read a book or when you read a script and they're just telling you the whole plot without showing you the situations, showing you the feelings and showing you what's going on, then you sort of, it's missing the point. And it's, you have to, it's sort of like you're not trusting the reader's intelligence to understand for themselves the situation. So you feel the need to overinterpret for them.
Exactly.
So, and it's the same goes for when you're dating someone or when you're with someone. If you really are honest, if you really are funny, intelligent, whatever it is, you need to trust the person that you're with, that they will understand and see it for themselves from your actions. And a lot of times it's from just the subconscious behavior of the small things that we do without even realizing it. And if the person you're with can't see that, then they're likely not for you. But when you go and you have to tell someone who you are, first of all, it's a red flag about you, but also if you actually have to tell them and they can't see it for themselves, it's a red flag about them as well.
I would put a slight asterisk on that. Whereas I wouldn't call it a red flag. I would just say if they can't see that about you, then they're just not the person for you.
Yeah.
And have that be that. You can have also, I mean, I'm sure you personally in your life, you had friends that were friends with people that you didn't really get why, and you didn't really click for you. Doesn't make them a bad person. It just means that you guys don't click, and that's fine. Don't waste your time with somebody that you don't click with or doesn't click with you.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to, sorry?
Have that be that of just, you don't click, it's fine.
Yeah, true. And a lot of times we feel the need to convince other people to like us. And that's probably one of the reasons why so many people try to testify about who they are, is we want to convince someone to like us. We want to convince them that we're a good person. We want to convince them that we're lovable, that we're for them, whatever it is. But if you have to convince someone, if you have to go on and tell them about who you are and why they should like you, then again, it's the wrong fit, and that's okay. And I always say that rejection has nothing to do with who we are and everything to do with being the wrong fit or the wrong match or the wrong person. And that's fine. There's no point in getting insulted, because that's not going to help anything, and it's only going to make it worse. So you have to just move on. And I have no idea how we got all the way to here, but here we are.
Here we are. It's why we love to hate Love Island.
Yes, we do not love Island. Love is blind. You're so funny.
Why do I do that? Why do I do that? We must watch Love Island, and I bet you were going to
watch it. We must watch it. Yes, we must watch it.
I think there's a new season in December or something, in January.
I actually have to continue watching it. I started watching the fourth season not long ago.
Well,
continue, but I had got, it's the fourth season is really bad. It was very difficult for me to get into it. I have to try again.
Who could tell me some of the names of the fourth season?
Oh my God, I don't even remember. It was really bad. And I really enjoyed the third season. So like going from the third season to the fourth one was like so terrible. But
anyway, Love is Blind. We're here to talk about Love
is Blind. Yes, we should get back on track. What else happened? I feel like nothing really of substance happened.
I think the two weddings were predictable. Well, predictable, yes and no.
Very predictable.
I knew that. I knew. I was not surprised at the fact that Stacey